Hello YouTube. What's going on? It's MooseCow. Just doing a quick recap of all the crazy things that have happened in round 6 of my face-off with Hoofbite. Before I get too far, I am just gonna spill the boneyard dish. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I try to save it to the end of the game, end of the video, and sometimes I forget because of that. So we got a lot. I'll get that out of there. We got a lot of casualties this round. This has been a crazy, crazy round 6. A lot of bombers, a lot of tanks, a lot of transports, a lot of Russian naval units, even Italian naval units, a lot of Germans, a lot of Russians in general. But we lost MooseCow, so that factory got downgraded. On that note, Germany, what it did this turn, it built units, moved units into Normandy, moved units into Norway, took MooseCow, and slaughtered it. MooseCow, Russia had most of its units in Smolensk, and it had to do with it brought heavy bombers into Moscow, brought air units in here. The fast movers went through here because Bryansk got can opened by this Italian bomber, which is still alive. And then all the bombers landed in Leningrad. I think there were 4 of them or so, maybe 5. Germany, seeing the opportunity, went in and took it, and then landed its air force back in Leningrad. Germany had built a new factory in Leningrad, where it then built a fighter and I think another 2 ground units, and then pushed into Ukraine. Russia, being torn because it had to attack, in order to completely solidify anything, Russia had to take Bryansk and Moscow back. And because it was only turn 6, only round 6, if they didn't knock out Bryansk, then they were guaranteed to knock out Moscow a second time and rob Moscow a second time. So we had to do those 2, and I had to take out, Russia had to take out what was in Leningrad because that was the mobility. So Russia sent its fast movers from Smolensk and units from Archangel into Leningrad, as well as airdropping a couple infantry in there from Stalingrad or wherever it flew from, and with whatever it could, and rolling was on Russia's side, and Russia took Leningrad back with 3 tanks remaining. However, the dice were not so kind in Bryansk. Russia only had a very slight odds, and it didn't pan out for them. Russia also was unsuccessful in taking Moscow, but because Bryansk fell, it didn't quite matter so much. So Russia did a slingshot retreat move to Vologda. So there are 5 artillery and 4 AAA in Vologda. The air transport is by itself in Archangel, where I'm sure it will immediately be killed. And we got a Russian here, and that's about it with what's left in Russia. We also have Russian units in China, and we have a couple of Russian units left in Africa. I know, right? Russian units in Africa. Anyway, and we have this over here, and I'll get to that in a bit. So, Germany also, let's see, they brought their aircraft carrier back from 98 to 95, brought their air units to Western Germany. They had attacked a destroyer in the a UK destroyer in the English Channel, and all of that. And let's see, I think that was about it. Pretty much covers up Germany. Sent a mech down to Yugoslavia, etc., etc. All right, okay. Russia, I covered what Russia did. Japan did some interesting moves. Rather than finish off China, they went back this way and solidified here, prepped units to move with new transports in Hong Kong, and their navy is all right in here, in C-Zone 20, pretty much. So they congregated here. They left a destroyer in 6, and they have this destroyer in 6A, and they attacked a Commonwealth transport in C-Zone 34 with a lone sub. America, sensing the opportunity, swooped in to Korea after the Russians came in and fortified it. So essentially what happened prior, this air transport dropped off 2 Americans in Amur. He left Korea wide open. 1 American infantry walked in, which allowed the Russians to walk in, which does not violate the Mongolian rule. So there are now 12 Russian infantry, a AAA, and an artillery in Korea. And the Americans fortified what they could and sent... I took out the destroyer that was there and brought over a few more land units, brought over another AAA and more infantry, airdropped more infantry, and took all the fighters, because he was gearing up, I presume he's gearing up to try and take this back. So all the aircraft that could make it, everything that made it. U.S. built a complex and a airbase in Korea as well. And yeah, all of this is off of the Wake Island base. All of these units are on the transports. All this stuff is in here. All that is there. The U.S., sensing that the Atlantic is probably lost, I'm guessing, built everything in western U.S. and swung a transport around from the Panama Canal area. U.S. also revealed that they have improved transports, so all tech have finally been revealed. Germany has heavy bombers. Japan has improved shipyards. Self-propelled artillery is what Russia has. U.S. has improved transports, and UK has heavy tanks. Okay, moving on from there, China. Well, China's existing at this present point in time, and that says something. UK took back Egypt. I had a few. I had to reshoot this because I forgot the Suez Canal rule. Oh, by the way, this is now closed. Anyway, I had to redo this, but anyway, so I did it again, and UK took out Cairo. And oh yeah, Russia, because I forgot to mention, the Russian naval units in C-Zone 100 swooped in since the UK opened up Turkey. The destroyer and cruiser here from Russia took out 3 Italian transports and an Italian destroyer. So that was cool. And then Italy, as you can see, took it back, eliminated those units, came back in and took it back. But anyway, UK fortified, went back down to position to probably do this again, and expanded into the Balkans to some degree. And swooped over here, pushed into Shan State a bit, kept a bunch of units back in Burma, and all that jazz. So that is what UK is doing over here. UK and the rest of the allies have congregated in the Channel, and that about does it for UK, more or less. Oh yeah, UK also took out Sumatra and took out a Japanese transport in 45. Let's see. Italy, like I said, continued the Cairo pipeline. Knocked out the Russian naval units, but got a few the Russians fought back, and Italy lost a cruiser and a destroyer. Cruiser and destroyer for a cruiser and destroyer. And so that basically sums up Italy, building more, continuing to buy more transports, more ground units, etc. And that sums up UK. Commonwealth took back Java. France took out the sub that was in 34. Commonwealth brought some units down here because Japan walked into Dutch New Guinea. Commonwealth met up with the Americans in Korea. And let's see what else. Commonwealth was dropped a dude off in Holland, Belgium to get that revised NO. And the French fighter from the Azores went to Morocco. So that's cool. And that, gentlemen, pretty much sums up what happened in round 6 of my face-off with Hoofbite. Hoofbite is, if I am correct, at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 victory points. Let me double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 victory points. You will shortly be at 14 at the very least. So yeah, it's a matter of time for Hoofbite to do his German 7, which I'm sure he is chomping at the bit, and he will have a very impressive Russian build, German build to start off to utilize on round 8. So, until next time, let's all roll the dice better.